And Joshua returned during the lesson remaining as he had done to Hebron, as so he did to Debir, and to the king thereof, as he had done also to Libnah, to Akizat, and the Jebusites, and the mountains, and to the Hivites under Ammon, in the land of Mizpeh. And they went out, and they and all their host with them, much people, even as the sand that is upon the seashore, in multitude, with horses and chariots very many. And when all these kings were met together, they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom to fight against Israel. And they said unto Joshua, be not afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time will I deliver them up all slain before Israel. Thou shalt hold their horses and burn their chariots with fire. So Joshua came, and all the people of war with him against them by the waters of Merom suddenly, and they fell upon them. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of Israel, who smote them and chased them unto great Sidon, Misrephothmaim, and unto the valley of Mizpeh eastward, and they smote them until they left them none remaining. And Joshua did unto them as the Lord bade him. He urged their horses and burnt their chariots with fire. And Joshua at that time turned back and took Hazor and smote the king for the sword, for Hazor before was the head of all those kingdoms. And they smote all the souls that were utterly destroying them. There was nothing left to breathe. And he burnt Hazor with fire. And all the cities of those kings and all the kings of them did Joshua take and smote them with the edge of the sword, and they utterly destroyed them as Moses the son of the Lord. But as for the cities that stood still in their strength, Israel burned none of them, save Hazor only. That did Joshua burn. And all the spoil of these cities and the cattle the children of Israel took for a prey unto themselves, but every man they smote to the edge of the sword until they had destroyed them, neither left there any to breed. As the Lord commanded Moses his servant, so did Moses command Joshua. And so did Joshua, he left nothing undone of all that the Lord commanded Moses. So Joshua took all that land, the hills and all the south countries and all the land of Goshen and the valley and the plain and the mountain of Israel and the valley of the same, even from the Mount Halak that goeth up to Seir, even unto Baal-gad in the valley of Lebanon unto Mount Hermon, and all their kings he took and smote them and slew them. Joshua made a wall a long time with all those kings. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel, save the Hivites, the inhabitants of Gibeon, all that they took in battle. For it was of the Lord to harden their hearts, that they should come against Israel in battle, that he might destroy them utterly, and that they might have no favor, but that he might destroy them as the Lord commanded Moses. And at that time came Joshua and cut off the Anakims from the mountains, from Hebron, from Debir, from Anab, and from all the mountains of Judah, and from all the mountains of Israel. Joshua destroyed them utterly with their cities. Utterly with their cities. There was none of the Anakims left in the land of the children of Israel. Only in Gaza, in Gath, and in Ashdod there remained. So Joshua took the whole land according to all that the Lord had said unto Moses, and Joshua gave it for an inheritance unto Israel according to their divisions by their tribes. And the land rested from war. Chapter 12. Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel smote and possessed their land on the other side Jordan toward the rising of the sun from the river and unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain on the east. Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and ruled from Ara, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead, even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of Ammon, and from the plain to the sea of Chinneroth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way to Beth-Jeshimoth, and from the south under Ashdod-Pisgah, and the coast of all king of Bashan, which was of the remnants of the giants that dwelt at Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and when the Mount Hermon and the Salcah and all Bashan, and unto the border of the Jeshuites and the Maccathites, and half Gilead, the border of Sihon, king of Heshbon. Them did Moses, the servant of the Lord. And the children of Israel smite. Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave it for possession unto the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh. And this is the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on this side Jordan on the west, from Gilgal in the valley of Lebanon, even unto the Mount Halak that goeth up to Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for a possession according to their divisions, in the mountains and in the valleys and in the plains and in the springs and in the wilderness and in the south country, the Hittite, the Amorite, and the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Hivites, and the Jebusite, the king of Jericho, one, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, one, the king of Jerusalem, one, the king of Hebron, one, the king of Jarmuth, one, the king of Lachish, one, the king of Eglon, one, the king of Gezer, one, the king of Geba, one, Gedda, one, the king of Homer, the king of Homer, one, the king of Arad, one, the king of Libnah, one, the king of Adullam, one, the king of Makkedah, one, the king of Bethel, one, the king of Tapua, one, the king of Hepha, one, the king of Aphek, one, the king of Lasharon, one, the king of Madon, one, the king of Hazor, one, the king of Shemermeron, one, the king of Akshaph, one, the king of Tanak, one, the king of Megiddo, one, the king of Kadesh, one, the king of Jokneam, one, of Carmel, one, the king of Dor, in the coast of Dor, one, the king of the nations of Giga, one, the king of Tizah, one, all the kings 30 and 1. Chapter 13. Now Joshua was old and stricken in years, and the Lord said unto him, Thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. This is the land that yet remaineth, all the borders of the Philistines, and all Goshen from Sihor, which is before, even unto the borders of Ekron, northward, which is counted to the Canaanite, 5 lots of the Philistines, the Gazites, the Gazatites, and the Ashdodites, the Eshkalonites, and the Gittites, and the Ekronites, also the Avites. From the south, all the land of the Canaanites and Merah that is beside the Sidonians, unto Aphek, the borders of Amorites, and the king of the Gibeonites, and all Lebanon toward the sun rising from Bagad unto Mount Hermon, unto the entering into Hamath, all the inhabitants of the hill country from Lebanon unto Misrephotamim, and all the Sidonians, them will I drive out from before the children of Israel. Only divide down it by lots unto the Israelites for an inheritance, as I have commanded thee. Now therefore divide this land for inheritance unto the 9 tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh, with whom the Reubenites and the Gadites have received their inheritance, which Moses gave them beyond Jordan eastward, even as Moses the servant of the Lord gave them from Ariel, that is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the city, and all the plain of Medeba unto Dibon, and all the cities of Sion, king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon, unto the border of the children of Ammon and Gilead, and the border of the Geshurites, Makatite, and all the Mount Hermon, and all Bashan unto Sarkar, all the kingdom of Og and Bashan, which reigned in Ashtaroth, and the who remained of the remnants of the giant. For these did Moses smite and cast them out. Nevertheless, the children of Israel expelled not the Geshurites nor the Makatites, but the Geshurites and the Makatites dwelt among the Israelites until this day. Only known to the tribe of Levi, he gave none inheritance. The sacrifices of the Lord God of Israel made by fire are their inheritance, as he said unto them. And Moses gave unto the children of Reuben inheritance according to their families, and their coast was from Ariel, that is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain by Medeba, Heshbon, and all their cities, all our cities that are in the plain, Dibon, and Bamotzba, and Bat-Balmeon, and Jahaza, and Kedemoth, and Mephat, and Kijat, and Sibma, and in the mounts of the valley, and Beth-Por, and Ashdod-Pisgah, and Beth-Jeshmoth, and all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdom of Sion, king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses smote, princes of Midian, Nephi, and Rechem, and Zo, and Ho, and Reba, which were dukes of Sion, dwelling in the country. Balaam also the son of Boa, the soothsayer, did the children of Israel slay with the sword among them that were slain by them. And the border of the children of Reuben was Jordan, and the border thereof this was the inheritance of the children of Reuben after their families, the cities and the villages thereof. And Moses gave inheritance unto the tribe of Gad, even unto the children of Gad, according to their families, and their coast was Jazer, and all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the children of Ammon, unto Ariel that is before Rabbah, and from Heshbon unto Ramat Mizpeh, and Betonim, and from Mahanaim unto the border of Debir, and in the valley Betaram, and Bethmira, and Sukkot, and Zaphon, the rest of the kingdom of Sion, king of Heshbon, Jordan, and his border, Jordan and his border, even on the edge of the sea of Chineret, on the other side Jordan eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of God after their families, the cities, and their villages. And Moses gave inheritance unto the half tribe of Manasseh, and this was the possession of the half tribe of the children of Manasseh by their families, and their coast was from Mahanaim of Bashan, all the kingdom of Ho, king of Bashan, and all the towns of Jah, which are in Bashan, 80 cities, and half Gilead and Ashereth and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan, were pertaining unto the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, even to the 1/2 of the children of Machir by their families. These are the countries which Moses did to distribute for inheritance in the plains of Moab on the other side of Jordan by Jericho eastward. But unto the tribe of Levi Moses gave not any inheritance, for the Lord God of Israel was their inheritance, as he said unto them. Chapter 14. And these are the countries which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for inheritance to them. By lot was the inheritance, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses, for the 9 tribes and for the half tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of the 2 tribes and an half tribe on the other side of Jordan. On the other side Jordan, but unto the Levites he gave none inheritance among them. For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levites in the land, save cities to dwell in with their suburbs for their cattle and for their substance. As the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did. So the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. And the children of Judah came unto Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said unto him, Thou knowest the thing that the Lord said unto Moses the man of God concerning me and thee in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moses the servant of the Lord sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land, and I brought him word again as it was in mine heart. Nevertheless, my brethren went up with me, made the hearts of the people melt, but I wholly followed the Lord my God. And Moses sware on that day, saying, Surely the land whereon thy feet have trodden shall be thine inheritance, and thy children's forever, because thou hast wholly followed the Lord my God. And now, behold, the Lord has kept me alive as he said. These 40 and 5 years, even since the Lord spake this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day fourscore and 5 years old. As yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me, as my strength was then, even so is my strength now, for what both to go out and to come. Now therefore give me this mountain, whereof the Lord spake in that day. For thou heardest in that day how the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. If so be the Lord will be with me, then I shall be able to drive them out. As the Lord said, and Joshua blessed him, and gave unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh Hebron for inheritance. Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite unto this day, because that he wholly followed the Lord God of Israel. And the name of Hebron before was Kirjataba, which Abba was a great man among the Anakims, and the land had rest from war. Chapter 15. This then was the lot of the tribe of children of Judah by their families, even to the border of Edom. The wilderness of Zin southward was the uttermost part of the south coast, and the south part was from the shore of the South Sea, from the bay that looketh southward, and went out to the south side of Malek-Rabim, and passed along to Zin, and ascended up to the south side of Heshbon, and passed along to Hezron, and went up to Ada, and fetched a compass to Kakar. From thence it passed toward Asmon, and went out unto the river of Egypt, and the going south of that coast were at that sea. This shall be your south coast. And the east border was the South Sea, even unto the end of Jordan, and their border in the south. And their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the uttermost part of Jordan, and the border went up to Beth-Hoglah, and passed along by the north of Beth-Araba, and the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben, and the border went up toward Debah from the valley of Akko, and so northward, looking toward Gilgal, that is before going up to Adumim, which is on the south side of the river, and the border passed toward the waters of Shemesh, and the goings out therefore was at Enrogel. And the border went up by the valley of Hinnom unto the south side of the Jebusite, the same is Jerusalem, and the border went up to the top of the mountain, and lied before the valley of Hinnom eastward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward, and the border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephron, and the border was drawn to Bela, which is Kirjath-jearim, and the border compassed from Bala westward unto Mount Seir, and passed along unto the side of the Mount Jearim, which is Shesalon on the north side, and went down to Beth-Shemesh, and passed on to Timnah, and the border went out unto the side of Ekron northward, and the border was drawn to Shikron, and passed along to Mount Bala, and went out unto Shabnel, and the going south of the border were at the sea, and the west border was to the great sea, and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah round about according to their families. And Caleb the son of Jephunneh gave a part among the children of Israel according to the commandments of the Lord to Joshua, even to the city of Abba the father of Anak, which city is Hebron. And Caleb drove thence the three sons of Anak, Sheshai and Ahiman, and Tamai the children of Anak. And they went thence to the inhabitants of Debah, and the name of Debah before was Kirjath-Sepher. And Caleb said, he that smiteth Kirjath-Sepher and taketh it to him, will I give Achsah, my daughter, to wife. And Othniel the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave Achsah his daughter to wife. And it came to pass, as she came unto him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field, and she lighted off her ass. And Caleb said unto her, what thou who answered, give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a south land, and give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of Judah, of the children of Judah, toward the coast of Edom southward, were Kabzeel and Eder and Jaguar and Enan and Adada and Kedesh and Hazah and Itnan, Ziph and Telem and Beliot and Hazah and Adata and Keriot and Nijon, which is Hazor, Amam and Shema and Molada and Hazagada and Eshmon and Bethpalat and Hazashwal and Beersheba and Bijota, Bala and Lim and Azem and Eltadad and Shesil and Homa and Ziklag and Madmana and Sansana and Lebuat and Shilim and Ain and Rimmon, all the cities are 20 and 9 with their villages. And in the valley, Eshtal and Zoria and Ashnan and Zanwan and Neganim and Tapua and Enam, Jamut and Adulam, Soko and Azekah and Sherem and Disala and Gedera and Gederotam, 14 cities with their villages, and Hadashash and Megdagad and Dilen and Maspa and Joktil, Lakish and Boskat and Eglon and Kabon and Lashmam and Kitzlish and Geterot, Beth and Nama and Makadal, 16 cities with their villages, Libna and Eta and Ashnan and Jifta and Ashnan and Nezib and Kelea and Akzib and Merashah, 9 cities with their villages, Ekron with her towns and her villages, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod with her towns and her villages, Gaza with her towns and her villages, unto the river of Egypt and the great sea and the border thereof, and in the mountain Shema and Jetha and Soko and Dana and Kirjathsana, which is Debah and Anab and Eshtemo and Anim and Goshen and Holon and Gilo, is 11 cities with their villages, Arab and Duma and Eshan and Janum and Beth Tapua and Ashkel Afekah and Hupta and Kijetaba, which is Hebron and Zion, 9 cities with their villages, Moan, Carmel, Azif, and Juttah, and Jeshua, Jokdeam, and Zanua, Ken, Gibeah, Timnah, 10 cities with their villages, Halod, Bethzor, and Gedor, and Marat, and Bethanot, and Etkekon, 6 cities with their villages, Kijetaba, which is Kijejerim and Rapa, 2 cities with their villages, 2 cities with their villages in the wilderness, Beth-Sarapa, Midin, and Sekaka, and Nibshan, and the city of Salt, and Engedi, 6 cities with their villages. As for the Jebusites and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwelled with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. Chapter 16. And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that went up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel, and went out from Bethel to Luz, and passed along unto the borders of Aki to Atzaroth, and went down westward to the coast of Japhleti, unto the coast of Bethhoron, the nether, and to Gaza, and the goings out thereof are at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance, and the border of the children of Ephraim according to their families was thus. Even the border of their inheritance on the east side was at Atarotada unto Bethhoron, the upper, and the border went out toward the sea to Mikmeta on the north side, and the border went about eastward unto Tanat Shiloh, and passed by it on the east to Janohah. And it went down from Janohah to Ataroth and to Narat, and came to Jericho, and went out as Jordan. The border went out from Tapua westward unto the river Kana, and going down therefore at the sea, the inheritance of the tribe of children of Ephraim by their families. And cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they drave not out of the Canaanites. And they drave not out the Canaanites that dwelt in Gaza, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day. And 10. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit for Micah, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war. Therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. There was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for the children of Abiezer, and for the children of Helek, and for the children of Asriel, and for the children of Shechem, and for the children of Ephah, and for the children of Shemidah. These were the male children. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families. Was Zelophehad, the son of Ephah, the son of Gilead, the son of Micah, the son of Manasseh, had no sons but daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Mala, and Wan, Hogla, Micah, and Caesar. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandments of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of their father. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side of Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among the sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Mikmatah, that lies before Shechem, and the border went along on the right hand unto the inhabitants of Tapua. And now Manasseh had the land of Tapua, but Tapua on the border of Manasseh belongs to the children of Ephraim. And the coast descended unto the river Canal, southward of the river. The cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh also was on the north side of the river, and the outgoings were at the sea. South side it was Ephraim's, and northward it was Manasseh, and the sea is his border. And they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar on the east. And Manasseh had in Issachar and in Asher, Bethshan, and the towns, and Ibleam, and the towns and inhabitants of Dor, and the towns and inhabitants of Endor, and the towns and inhabitants of Tanakh, and the towns and inhabitants of Megiddo, and the towns, even 3 countries. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. Yet it came to pass when the children of Israel were wax sure that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but did not totally drive them out. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people? For as much as the Lord has blessed me hitherto. And Joshua answered them, If thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of the Perizzite and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for it. And the children of Joseph said, The hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron, both they who are of Bethshan and the towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. And Joshua said unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, Thou art a great people, and hast great power. Thou shalt not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down, and the outgoings of it shall be thine. For thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. Chapter 18. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there. And the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go to possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers hath given you? Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall rise and go through the land, and describe it according to the inheritance of them. And they shall come again to me, and they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coast on the north. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description either to me, that I may cast lot for you here for the Lord your God. But the Levites shall have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan, on the east, which most servants of the Lord gave them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, Go and walk through the land, and describe it, and come again to me, that I may here cast lots for you before the Lord in Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the land, and described it by cities into 7 parts in the book, and came again to Joshua to the host at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord, and there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the coast of their lots came forth between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. And their border on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north side, and went up through the mountains westward, and the goings out therefore at the wilderness of Beth-aven. And the border went over from thence toward Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward. And the border descended to Atorotada near the hill that lies on the south side of near Bethel, and the border was drawn thence. And the compassed corner of the sea southward, from the hill that lies before, for the hill that lies before Bethel southward. And the goings out therefore was at Kirjath-baal, which is Kirjath-jearim, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west quarter. And the south quarter was from the end of Kirjath-jearim, and the border went out on the north, and went out on the west, and went out to the well of west of Nephtoah. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lies before the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is in the valley of the giants on the north, and descended to the valley of Hinnom to the side of Jebusi on the south, and descended to En-rogel, and was drawn from the north, and went forth to En-shemesh, and went forth toward Gelilot, which is over against the going up of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan the son of Reuben, and passed along toward the side over against Arabah northward, and went down unto Arabah. And the border passed along to the side of Beth-hoglah northward, and the outgoings of the border were at the north bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of Jordan. This was the south coast, and Jordan was the border of it on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin by the coast thereof round about, according to their families. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth-hoglah, and the family of Gezis, and Beth-arabah, and Zemamrim, and Bethel, and Avim, and Parah, and Ophrah, and Ipil, and Tahrala, and Zerah, Eleph, and Jebusi, which is Jerusalem, Gibeath, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their families. Chapter 19, the last chapter. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families, and their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. And they had in their inheritance by Sheba, or Moladah, and Hazushal, and Bela, and Hazim, and Eltolad, and Bethuel, and Homa, and Ziklag, and Bet-Marcaboth, and Hasasusa, and Bet-Labroat, and Sharuhen, 13 cities and their villages, Ain, Ramon, and Etza, and Ashnan, 4 cities and their villages, and all the villages that were round about the cities of Balateba, Ramat of the south. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families. Out of the portion of the children of Judah was the inheritance of the children of Simeon. For the part of the children of Judah was so much for them. Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of them. And the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun according to their families, and the border of their inheritance was unto Sarid. And their border went up toward the sea, and Marala, and reached to Dabashet, and reached to the river that is before Jokneam, and turned from Sarid eastward toward the sun rising unto the Jordan of Shishotabo, and then went out to Daberet, and went up to Japhia, and from thence passed on along on the east to Gittahefer, to Itakazin, and went out to Remon-Metua to Ner, and the border compassed it on the north side to Hanaton, and the outgoings thereof are in the valley of Jephthah, and Kata, and Nahalel, and Shimron, and Idala, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun according to their families, the cities with their villages. And the fourth lot came out to Issachar for the children of Issachar according to their families, and their border was toward Israel and Kabit, and some toward the sun rising to Zebulun, and to the valley of Jephthah toward the left hand, and Hebron, and Rehob, and Rehammon, and left hand, and Hebron, and Rehob, and Rehammon, and Cana, even unto great children of Asher. according to their families, these cities with their villages. The 6 lots came to the children of Naphtali, for the children of 10 cities are Ziddim, Zer, and Hamath, Rakal, and Ramah, and Hazor, and Kadesh, and Edrei, and Hazor, and Ion, and Migdal, Horam, and Bethanath, and Bethshemesh, 19 cities with their villages. And Bethanath and Bethshemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of this. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali according to their families. This Jetlah, and Elon, and Timnath, Eteka, and Gibbeton, and Balat, and Jehud, and Benebarak, and Gethmirimon, and Jehud, and Benebarak, and Gethmirimon, and Mejakon, and Rakon with the border before Leshem, and took it and smote it to the edge, and Rakon with the border before Leshem, and took it and smote it to the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and dwelt therein, and called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Israel. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Israel. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families. These cities with their villages, when they had made an end of dividing the inheritance, dividing the land for inheritance by their coast, the children of Israel gave an inheritance. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which they asked, even Timnath-Serah in Mount Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt